Hello, and welcome to the African Media Network's Wall Street in Politics with your host, Lee Marvin. We are very honored today to have a special guest here. African Media Network focus on a lot of issues of Africans in the diaspora of America. And today, we're honored to have Dr. Salewa Olafioye, the Executive Director of the Urban African Community Organization, better known as UACO. Doctor, welcome. I'm honored. Thank you for coming, sir. You know, Doctor, I'm going to jump right into your resume here. I have watched UACO do so many big things over the years. You bring together so many Africans here in America to put together festivals. And, Doctor, let me go outside of that and talk about. Tell me about your United Nations experience. My understanding is that you was on a mission, or you were an ambassador or something.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to welcome your audience, the African Media Network also. I serve as a consultant to the United Nations, healthcare consultant, as an HIV consultant. I graduated from medical school in '85, and that was the time we just had this disease, the emerging diseases, which is HIV. So they were looking for doctors to train in the field of HIV. I happened to graduate at that time. There was this belief that this HIV started in Africa. So
right.
I wanted to go back home before then. I said, it would be a good time for me to go and specialize in this field. So I had the opportunity at Wayne State Medical Harper Grace Hospital to do a special training on HIV. So immediately I finished that, I was in Chicago giving a seminar on HIV, and then there was some of the audience. The United Nations was looking for a consultant to go to Africa. So that's how I got invited by the UN, and I was sent to Africa and Asia and Europe for 3 years. So we were like the pioneers who started the work on HIV, like diagnosis, teaching the doctors and the nurses on how to take care of HIV at the primordial stage. So I was there for 2 or 3 years. And that was a nice experience. My kids say, I got to come back home to the US.
Fascinating, Doctor. Now, this whole myth about AIDS being started in Africa, that's a myth, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. When you, like Michael Jackson just said recently before he died, we really don't care right now where it starts from. It's how to prevent, it's how to control it that matters. There was this concept at that time, but since then we found out HIV happened in San Francisco, in Asia, in Russia, in India. So we are at the stage right now with the issue of HIV to treat it, to prevent it in our community, and the World Health Organization and the United Nations working in pari passu to effectively control the case of HIV. We have a better understanding. We are still working on it. I work with the healthcare department here in the city of Detroit. There's a big program in trying to prevent HIV in the inner city, so as we're everywhere in the world.
Well, let's bring this back to America and UACO. I have had such great experiencing attending UACO functions. Tell me a little bit about UACO and what it represents here in the diaspora of America.
Yeah, the United African Community Organization is the umbrella organization of the various African community organizations. I once served as the president of the Nigerian Foundation, which is one of the largest African organizations. And we have a whole lot of our friends like Dr. Edwin Dyke, Gerard, Mr. Johnny, whole lot of former President Ajayi. We used to have this function in which we bring all the Africans together. So from there, there's a battle. We figure that we all should come together instead of from different nations. All of us should come together to work and establish a bilateral relationship between the African and the African and the American, and also to heal the wound between the African American and the African population. To know they are brothers and sisters. There's something in United Nations we call the energy transfer. Technology transfer. We have a lot of African American who are retiring right now, who the manpower is needed in Africa, So we're trying to establish the relationship where we have an engineer from the Ford or an educator who are just retired who could transfer this technology back to Africa to teach our people how to hunger alleviation, poverty alleviation, economic well-being, technology development. So it's an area we could work together.
That's fascinating. Now let me understand you. So what you're saying is UACO is organizing opportunities for retired Americans to possibly use their expertise back in Africa.
Sure. And when you do that, you are developing the mankind. It's part of the human heritage, you know, especially in a case like this when we have all these top advanced African American or other African Americans also, you know. It's very important. We should know mind is a terrible thing to waste. If you are well educated here and you have a tool that is necessary into developing humanity, there's a place that is looking for that, you know. So we established this relationship, trade between Africa and America, technology, even African clothing, tourism, and all those things. When we have young African Americans getting married, I'm not saying they shouldn't go to Hawaii, but at the same time they should go to Africa because, you know, it's a home of the ancestor. President Obama just came from Africa recently, and it's a good experience in our lifetime to our African American population or the Americans to make a visit to Africa to see it's part of the diaspora.
And that's very amazing. You should bring that up because the sponsors of this network, the African Media Network, their mission is to promote tourism.
Yes.
Tourism, to expose the opportunities of tourism, to expose the business opportunities, sure. and one that I'm really getting behind, the image.
Sure.
You know, when I attended a UACO breakfast a year or so ago, and when I was there, I met people from Sierra Leone, Senegal, Kenya, the Congo, Nigeria, South Africa. It amazes me that there are Africans from all over the continent here. Services of UACO, what are some of the other services that UACO